Hey guys, and welcome to Pirate Hunter Traffy, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you some crazy reveals on chapter 1085. But before we start the chapter, please click that like button to help our channel. Let's go right to the spoilers now. The title of chapter 1085 is The Death of Nefertari Cobra, and we've been looking forward to this for a long time. We've wondered what happened to Cobra and how Sabo fits into everything for years. In this last part, we will finally find out. The spoiler says that Nefertari D, Lily, is the real name of Queen Lily. This is a mind-blowing discovery because we've always wondered if other members with the letter D in their names were hiding their identities. Just like Law and his family, who hid their names to keep the world government and other people from finding them. Next, it looks like Imu shoots a shadow arrow at Cobra and Sabo. This could be the phantom room that Sabo was going to check out in the last chapter. I might be wrong though. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. It's crazy that we're finally learning more about what Imu can do. It looks like a shadow, which makes me wonder if Imu ate the shadow fruit, or it could be a mythical zone that gives it a second shadow feature. What gives Imu her strange abilities? Also, Sabo seems to have gotten away with this. It looks like Imu is strong, but not strong enough to beat Sabo all at once. Also, Imu finds out that Wapol is spying on them, but Wapol gets scared and runs away. We also learn that CP0 took Vivi, and Wapol shows up in the room where CP0 and Vivi are. Wapol basically runs away after seeing Imu because he is so scared, but he ends up with Vivi and CP0 in what I think is a close room in the castle. This also explains how Wapol and Vivi met and ended up going with Morgans. Then, spoilers showed that Nefertari Cobra asked Sabo to tell both Luffy and Vivi that we're from the D clan. This is huge because it makes it more likely that the rebels and dragons will show up at the end of Wano. They will come in and help save both Vegapunk and Luffy, and if this is true, it will make it possible for Sabo to meet Luffy and tell him all of this. So, Sabo has entered this room, right? And he sees Cobra die. I think they're going to say that Imu got out of the room in some way, and we were like, you know, we've got to get out of here because we just killed Cobra. We are in a very bad situation. Everyone will soon see Imu, but what I want to know is why they didn't stop him. Why didn't they catch him? The goose just saw this guy see Imu for himself, and they just let him go. And what do you know? I'm going to say something, man, because I'm a big fan of Sabo, and I think that this is just trying to push the idea that Sabo is an admiral. I really do think it's because he works for Dragon. Sabo will fail in hockey, and I think his devil fruit will get better at a crazy rate. In a picture from earlier chapters, Sabo was standing over Cobra, almost as if he was a witness, and they were trying to make him look like this killer. We all know that isn't true though. Imagine if Sabo beat the Gorosei 5-1. No, I'm not saying he beat them, I'm just saying that even if he fought some of them, I find that kind of strange. And I know that they're trying to get out of there and run, but this guy is just like... When Sabo was talking to Dragon, he saw the most crazy thing he had ever seen. Ivankov even told them, if you guys find out about this, you're putting your whole lives in danger. Sabo knows how important Imu is, but the Gotos don't seem to be going after him or catching him. It's just a full L. The world government keeps getting bad news. Even though they have admirals at Marijois, they still can't catch Sabo. I do wonder if Bonnie could have come back and helped Sabo get away. Annie did say that she was going her own way and going to Egghead though, but Sabo gets out of the situation so easily. Could it be that Sabo woke up his devil fruit in some way? I hope we get to see Sabo fight as well because man, we've only seen a little bit of him with Fujitora in Dressrosa, but we haven't seen much of Sabo. And all I know is that if Dragon and the Revolutionaries come to Egghead, it might be the best storyline of the post-time skip so far. The arc is just setting up so much crazy possibility that if Oda really pulls everything off right and does a great job with what he's setting up, Wano could end up being one of the top 5 arcs in One Piece. With everything going on and how things are going, we still have to see Kaido fight and many other things, man. We still have to find out what really happened in the Void Century. Just that last 6 or 7 chapters have been one of the best stretches in the history of One Piece. I also think that Sabo will definitely help Koza, and he might also help the revolutionaries. Wizard of Wars made a whole movie about this about a year ago. In it, he talks about how this event led to Koza and Sabo becoming friends. Sabo and Dragon are also going to Alabaster if you think about it. We know that Gorosei might, right after Sabo tells Dragon what happened with King Cobra, say, you know what? We need to go to Alabaster and make that one of our territories, because Alabaster is important to taking on the world government. There are so many secrets and things happening there that it would be the best way to get Vivi, Sabo, and Luffy back to Alabaster. And that might be what brings them all together. Then we find out that Cobra knows Imu's name, and that he may be one of the 20 kings. So, the thought that 19 of the 20 kings put down their swords, but one didn't, is true. That king is the one who betrayed the other kings, and Nefertari Lily probably wrote the name in the letter. But then we find out that Imu killed Cobra because he couldn't finish his speech. So, I think Cobra died right before he told everyone Imu's full name. But now we're getting into crazy spoilers and guesses because the Gorosei seem to have different devil fruit skills. Because the Gorosei were attacked suddenly, huge monster-looking shadows appeared behind them, and each shadow is different. This number is crazy high because it means that each of them has its own devil fruit. It looks like it could be a lone that looks like a monster from a story. Who knows what kind of devil fruits these are? But again, the idea that the Gorosei are fighting Sabo while he's alone and they couldn't stop him is just so amazing to me. Oda is doing a great job of building up not only the mysterious powers of Gorosei, but also Sabo himself. We're getting both the world government and the revolutionary forces the right amount of high. The last big spoiler is that we'll have to wait until the chapter comes out to find out if Imu's ability is also based on a devil fruit power. Again, I just want to say that there is some kind of shadow mythical zone where Luffy's main power is rubber, Marco's is fire, and Kaido can use multiple elements like lightning, wind, and fire blasts with his dragon fruit. So, if Imu has this crazy power to control shadows, that could be so cool, and it might not even be the main part of her devil fruit. And you know for sure that Imu is going to wake up after all these hundreds of years. That's going to be a crazy power. And if Haki is added to that, I can't wait to see Luffy beat Imu in that fight. We have to wait and see how this turns out, but just the thought of Nika, the sun god of warrior and the sun god of liberation, coming back to fight the shadows is enough to make them nervous. Imu could be the perfect fight for Luffy, but she could also be the perfect third devil fruit that Blackbeard wants to get his hands on. So, you know, I can see a lot of ways to go about this. I think Blackbeard will kill Imu, maybe by trying to steal his devil fruit, and then he will be the last bad guy in the story. But now that I know about the shadow manipulation devil fruit, it could be just as good if Imu is the end boss of the whole series. Tell me in the comments what you think these shadow fruits could be used for, and what you think Imu's power will be. Well, that's for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe.